Hi there, I'm Morgan Babineau, and welcome to It's All Good, the show where all we do is highlight the good things happening right here in Southwest Louisiana. So, without further ado, here's a story that really just warmed my heart. Catholic Charities serves thousands of people across Southwest Louisiana, but none of their outreach would be possible without volunteers. And there are three whose dedication goes above and beyond. Our Caleb Carter tells us more.
Three men helping 10 communities throughout Southwest Louisiana, united by a singular goal: to serve.
I retired only 9 months ago and knew that I wanted to volunteer and I wanted it to be faith-based. So for me, it was kind of an answer to prayer. I was praying to be in the right place and be, to be helpful for my time in retirement, to be time well spent. And this is a blessing for me to be here. I'm glad to be a part of it.
David Messina, Robert Richard, and Mark Peters, all three retirees, responsible for delivering over 40,000 pounds of food to people in need, spending 3 weeks of every month loading and unloading. So what's in the cooler?
Water.
Oh yeah.
Gotta hydrate.
Traveling down the road and serving those less fortunate.
Over time, you see the same people time after time.
Yeah.
So you become, you know them.
You know them.
You might even know what their circumstances are. So it's the communities are in need, and we feel like we're providing or helping in some way to fill that need.
And like I said, you get kind of attached to the people you meet each and every month. You know, you see, when they leave, I always tell them have a blessed day. I always say it might be the only blessing they get.
And while dedicating their time pouring into others, they've also been pouring into each other.
We've worked together long enough that every time we go out as a group, the three of us, we kind of have our own individual jobs, although I don't know that we've ever said it that way.
Yeah.
It's a good team. I enjoy being with these guys, and we're together quite a bit, as you can imagine. A lot of time during the course of the month. So yeah.
We know, like I said, we know what goes on in each other's families too. You know, it's like a family to me.
Absolutely. You're with people all day long, 8-10 hours a day, and now our wives have said, get out of the house for a while and go do something that benefits your community. And so being able to make friends like this and enjoy each other's company as we travel along. And then there's always these occasional boudin ball when we're on the way back. We might stop, fill up the truck with diesel, and, celebrate what we did with the community on the way home.
Three men in one refrigerated truck, making sure that every family receives a meal with a smile. At your service, Caleb Carter, 7 News.
And Catholic Charities was able to serve over 3,000 households in Southwest Louisiana, distributing over 900,000 pounds of food. A Lake Charles native is set to become the nation's youngest Catholic bishop. Pope Leo has appointed Reverend Robert Boxey as one of the 2 auxiliary bishops for the Archdiocese of Washington, D.C. Boxey is a former parishioner of Sacred Heart of Jesus Catholic Church in Lake Charles and a 1998 graduate of St. Louis Catholic High School, a wonderful achievement. 36 Deep South Dog Rescue says 36 dogs that were pulled from a camper in Maryville are now on their way to brand new lives. Rescuer Amy Della Smith tells us they work with partner groups in the northern U.S. and Canada, including Seventh Heaven in Syracuse, New York, and Rat Terrier Rescue of Canada. They're placing our southern strays in permanent homes. One foster parent is very sad to let them go, but she knows that it's what's best for the dogs.
It's amazing. It's the best feeling. I am gonna cry because you get attached to these babies, and we do everything for them. I mean, when they leave and go over there, we keep up with them. I mean, they have the best life over there.
They sure will. A large transport effort launched from DeRidder last week with the community rallying behind these very sweet pups. Earlier this month, a sergeant with the Vinton Police Department was awarded the Carnegie Medal in recognition of his extraordinary heroism. In 2022, Sergeant Dempsey Laverne saved a grandmother and a granddaughter from drowning. Sergeant Laverne was formally recognized by the governor's office during a ceremony. Chief Scott Spell said in a statement, quote, "His actions on that day did not just make a difference. They saved lives. We are incredibly proud to have him as part of our department." This recognition highlights not only Sergeant Laverne's bravery, but also the dedication of all officers who serve and protect the residents of Vinton each day. At 7 News, we often highlight teen reports, stories generated by a special group of up-and-coming journalists at Calcasieu Parish Schools. You may remember a report that we shared with you about Mr. Prejean, a product of Sulphur High's Luc Francois. Well, that report has since been honored in a few ways, one of which a student Emmy nomination. And Francois isn't the only Sulphur High student who's been nominated in recent years. Take a look.
Robert Prejean is a popular guy around Sulphur High School. Originally, it was going to be an entry. It was based off a prompt for a contest. It was the LSPA Fall Invitational 2025 that they have at LSU, and they sent out a bunch of prompts, and one of them was about a teacher who goes above
in the
and beyond.
classroom. I just love going to almost every single event I can.
Luc Francois' feature story on longtime educator Mr. Prejean earned the Sulphur High School senior a Suncoast Student Production Award nomination.
I was walking out of Dairy Queen. I got the text message, you know, I was nominated for an Emmy, and I got into my car and I immediately called my mom and I was like, hey, this is great, this is awesome. I called my girlfriend, like, you know, I was telling everyone that I possibly could.
Francois always inspired to be an artist, never considering television as his canvas. It wasn't long into his first TV production class that he'd found his destiny.
It's just that joy you get from seeing something you made, like the other people getting joy from that, and that's kind of shaped what I ultimately want to achieve in life. You know, I want to make things other people will enjoy.
Francois won't be the first to represent Sulphur at this level. Just 2 years ago, Colby Jackson was nominated for his work, which was also featured on 7 News.
It was a lot.
The doctor said when the bullet hit her head, it went to a skull.
I wanted to do something that was important to me and kind of to the world at that time, and still now it's very relevant. And so I had got wind of this young lady who was in high school, and she had gone to a Halloween party. And at that party there was a bad fight that escalated, and a gun got drawn and bullets got shot, and she unfortunately had a bullet wound in her head.
We're just blessed that Derek is still here.
But when I went to do the interview and talk to them, it was kind of after Christmas. They still had their tree out and everything, and she had her friends there supporting her and her family, and it just, seeing her and like getting back to get her life back together, it felt like really, really powerful that she survived.
An interview Jackson will remember for the rest of his life. For both, the skills they've learned through the TV production program and now the recognition from professionals in the industry is an unmatched experience. Francois will head to UL Lafayette this fall to pursue his dream of becoming a movie director. Jackson, though, still in high school, is already enrolled full-time at McNeese, majoring in chemical engineering. I'm also very happy to report that Luke indeed took home the gold. Huge congratulations to both of those boys. Last October, we told you about a class at Grand Lake High School building a new electric vehicle. Well, last week, we got to see that vehicle in action. STEM students were met with applause as they paraded the battery-powered vehicle around Grand Lake High. The students received several months of hands-on experience as they built the $100,000 Switch Lab educational vehicle. And on Friday, the Imperial Calcasieu Human Services Authority hosted an inclusive prom for individuals ages 15 and up with disabilities. Several sponsors joined forces to put together the prom. The prom took place at the Buccaneer Room in the Lake Charles Event Center. Those in attendance, which included hundreds of young adults, were treated to popcorn, desserts, photo ops, and a sensory tent. Some of the tiniest patients ever treated at a Lake Charles hospital came back over the weekend, not as patients, but as proof of what community support can do. KPLC's Brendan Brown shows us how one reunion is bringing families and caregivers back together and keeping every dollar raised right here at home.
It was a day of celebration for former Christus Ochsner Neonatal Intensive Care Unit graduates to reunite with the nurses that helped care for them when they were first born.
Because it lets you know that the community is one as a whole, and that we love to come back and just, you know, share the love that, hey, so-and-so took care of me, and we have from the tiniest patients that are now adults. So
the Christus Ochsner Southwestern Louisiana Foundation hosted the Children's Miracle Network Family Day and NICU reunion. Organizers say the NICU has helped thousands of babies, and the event also helps raise money for equipment and needs for babies that are currently in NICU care.
The main thing for today is to make the people aware that all the funds that Children's Miracle Network raises throughout the year stays 100% local and goes back to this hospital right here in the community.
They also had an AirMed on display to show how babies with severe medical issues can be transported to our area NICU.
With the patient isolate, they're able to load premature babies, very small children, and transport them across the state way quicker than the ground trucks can.
Christus Ochsner in Lake Charles, NICU treats kids that come from all over Southwest Louisiana through AirMed.
It's real crucial for the development of the babies and transporting them from those outlying areas that I mentioned earlier to our hospital so that our staff can take care of those small, tiniest of patients that we have.
In Lake Charles, Brennan Brown, 7 News.
Have you ever heard of the City Nature Challenge? It's an international friendly competition where everyday people take photos of native wildlife so scientists can get a snapshot of the world. KPLC's Devin Cruz met with one gardener who started her day recording right in her own backyard.
These are blanket flowers. The little blue ones are blue mist flowers.
Lori Marinovich is retired, but it's not like she took up gardening because she had more time. Her yard is a culmination of her life's work, and her neighbors notice.
They're all coming in and asking me about my plants, and I have an opportunity to just share with them.
But she also has a special part of her garden all to herself.
So here's my little oasis back here. Kind of watch your step back here. I do have a dog.
If you can dodge the landmines, an explosion of color is waiting. Most of it comes from native plants.
It helps to feed the bees, it helps soil, drainage.
She's part of the Louisiana Master Naturalists and is part of an international citizen scientist competition.
We're participating in City Nature Challenge. It's a worldwide BioBlitz. And what a BioBlitz is just a count of everything in the natural world.
It's through the app iNaturalist. Using the app is pretty simple. You just open it, snap a photo of whatever plant or flower you want or animal, and then after you submit it, an AI weighs in to help you understand what you're looking at, and humans review it. And it's more than just a friendly global competition. It's to document what's happening right now to the natural world.
And the way you know you're losing habitat is because you start losing the animals and plants that are in that area. And if you don't count them and document them, how do you know they're missing?
For Lori, it's also a way to share her oasis, she says, is the envy of the neighborhood.
It's a great way to document what you have and get it into the world.
Devin Cruz, 7 News.
2 new artificial reefs are being created to improve the fishing in Lake Charles. An event took place last week over at Port Wonder where officials unveiled the plan. The Coastal Conservation Association of Louisiana, CITGO, and the State Department of Wildlife and Fisheries all took part in the announcement. They say the reefs will improve important fish habitats, helping local fish populations grow and thrive.
It'll be a hard bottom substrate for the marine organisms to attach and start the marine food chain, which will provide harborage and food for the bait fish, in turn attracting our sport fish that we like to go after, our speckled trout, redfish, flounder, and drum.
So we're really excited to have an artificial reef where the sportsmen and women can come out here and fish right off the pier at the Nature and Science Center.
The reefs are called the Port Wonder Reef and the Cutoff Point Reef. Everyone deserves a path forward, but for many being released from incarceration, that path can come with some barriers. In Lake Charles, one organization is working to turn second chances into real opportunities. KPLC's Anissa Carby reports.
Right behind these doors, a fresh start was waiting. Operation Restoration brought its Second Chance Month pop-up to Lake Charles, offering women recently released from incarceration access to resources like IDs, transportation help, hygiene items, and food assistance.
So reason people forget about people down in the deeper side of Louisiana, and we wanted Lake Charles to know that we see them, we hear them, we feel them, we support them, and we're here to show up for them.
Over 190,000 women are incarcerated in the United States, and since 2024, almost 4,000 in Louisiana. This organization says they helped over 17,000 people since starting 10 years ago.
His obstacle is really visibility. Men are the face of incarceration, so when a woman is released from prison, they are not afforded all the same opportunities that men are.
Those obstacles are something Carmouche understands personally.
I know personally women needed access because I needed it when I was released from prison 7 years ago. I served 19 years in federal prison. I released about 7 years ago. Without the access to resources, I don't really know what my life would be. Please don't be ashamed. Please don't feel bad. Please don't feel less than. We want to be able to support you, and I want you to know second chances do exist. I got mine.
Showing compassion and opening doors within the community could help change the pathway of others leading to incarceration.
It's okay not to be cool. It's okay not to walk away. It's okay to be your own individual. Do not believe half of those lifestyles you see on social media. And one ego, one impulse could land you in prison for the rest of your life. Just ask. Help is out here. Second chances exist.
Carmouche's story shows mistakes don't have to be the end of someone's story. Sometimes all it takes is one opportunity to begin again.
They offer year-round programs such as bail payment assistance, reentry, education, and support in any area needed. If you are in need of their services, you can visit our website. And you'll want to stick around because we're going to have all those feel-good sports stories right after this. Welcome back to It's All Good. For one Lake Charles family, every day comes with the fear of what could happen if their basketball-loving son's blood sugar fluctuates. But now, with the help of their community, they're getting one step closer to getting a companion that could help to save his life. 10-year-old McCoy Fontenot is a fifth grader at Bell City High School who loves basketball. He was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when he was 7 years old. If McCoy's blood sugar is too low, he could have a seizure. And if it's too high, he could slip into a life-threatening diabetic coma. To keep McCoy safe at all times, the Fontenot family organized a GoFundMe to raise money for a diabetic alert dog. Their goal is $30,000, and so far they've raised just over $13,000. The Fontenot family says they are just deeply grateful for all of the community support.
It means the world to our family to know how many people care about him and that they're all rooting for him. And we're so thankful that he's here and that he is able to live, hopefully, a very long, happy life, just like any other boy. But it really touches our heart, and it means the world to us.
Really cool. I'm very grateful for what they're giving their money for what I need.
And we'll have more information on how you can help support the cause up on our website. Well, we're going to switch gears now. The walk-off is one of the most exciting plays in sports. The battle between the batter and the pitcher with the game on the line is always much-watched TV. But in the playoffs, a walk-off goes from an exciting finish to a season-defining moment. For this week's Sports Person of the Week, Caitlin Wojcik talked to the Trailblazer who kept LCCP's season alive in the by-district round.
Until there's the last strike, the last out of the game. We're going to keep fighting.
That's been this year's motto for Lake Charles College Prep Baseball. Keep fighting. 2 words that fueled the Trailblazers in Game 3 of their by-district round series against Kenner Discovery, where LCCP trailed 6-0 in the 5th inning.
I told my kids if we can make it to 7, we got a chance.
One LCCP made the most of. The Trailblazers erased that 6-run deficit and made it a tie ball game in the bottom of the 7th.
We didn't quit.
With 1 out on the board, sophomore Tyhee Mitchell stepped up to the plate and hit a walk-off single to send the Trailblazers to the regional round for the 2nd straight season.
That moment felt good. I had to take a step out the box and think and recoup my thoughts, but it was definitely a great moment. My team came celebrate with me. It felt very good.
A clutch moment for Mitchell to keep LCCP's season alive, something first-year head coach Reggie Dobson wasn't too surprised to see.
His first swing of the year was a home run in the Jamboree, so I wasn't shocked, but he went through a little patch where he struggled a little bit, but as of late he's been hot. So, you know, was happy to have him up at that moment, and he came through.
Because no matter what the scoreboard shows, any baseball fan knows it ain't over till it's over.
Just proud of the bunch, man. I'm really proud of my guys. They fought all year, and come Friday night, we'll be fighting again.
Hey, Blaze on me, Blaze on 3, 1, 2, 3, Blaze!
Caitlin Wojcilak, 7 Sports.
And of course, you can keep up with all those baseball highlights on our streaming show that is called Extra Innings. You can catch that on our website. Well, that's all the time that we have for you today. You can kick off each week with good news by tuning in Mondays at 11, streaming on Roku, Apple TV, Fire Stick, or wherever you stream 7 News. Have a great week. I hope it's all good.